Hello there and welcome to Bio 138. My name happens to be Rob Smith and I'm going to be the instructor here for this class. It's probably going to be one of the very only times that you're going to have an opportunity to really see me unless you wish to go ahead and schedule a face-to-face meeting or schedule a meeting through Zoom and everything. So for the most part, I really don't like to go ahead here and put my face to the video. I really like to kind of go over the content and things of that nature. So I'll kind of take you here today through the class. Like I said, it'll be one of the very rare times that you actually see my face and everything. You can actually see my house here behind myself, so you can kind of see that there in the background and everything. But going ahead here and looking at the class, the number one driver to success in this class is you. That's the big thing with online classes. It's your motivation. It's how you interact with the class. It's you going ahead and coming in and getting things done ahead of time. So if you're one of those people that are having the ability to get things done quickly, effectively, and you're willing to go ahead and tackle things right away in the beginning, online classes are pretty successful. If you're one of those people that you're kind of like a kick the can, wait until the last moment, it can be kind of difficult to recover from an online class. I'm not saying that's not possible. There are some people that are absolutely amazing at procrastinating and getting things done effectively. But typically I find that those students that typically wait until the last minute, they get frustrated, they get confused, they don't know where things are at. And then the most important thing is if they get lost, they can't ask me a question if there happens to be a due date because they're pushed up against the due date. So my biggest, driver of success in here is you, and you going ahead and interacting with things as soon as possible. The way I have this class laid out is typically we're going to open things on a Sunday, if you will. Monday, you'll probably be able to see and interact. Sunday, you'll be able to go ahead and really see the next week. And then we'll run it all the way until 11:59 on the following week on that Sunday. So we pretty much kind of go from a Sunday to a Sunday for you guys being able to see things. Now, in taking a look at this course and everything else, right now this happens to be the home page. And in just a bit here, this is going to get published so that way you can actually go ahead and see it here on the website and everything. So going ahead here and moving forward and everything, I'm going to click over here where it says the MCC syllabus. Now, at this point right now, I'm looking at this as an instructor. The student view does happen to look a little bit different if I were to go to the student view page, but I lose some functionality if I look at this from a student view. So I'm going to click over here at the MCC syllabus, and like I said, that will be on your home page. As you look at this course and everything else, you can see that we do happen to have the date here, which is going to be January 18th, the day after Martin Luther King Day, and we're going to run this all the way until May 13th. Now, the meeting times, like I said, this is asynchronous, but again, it does happen to be a class where you need to pace yourself, and like I said, we pretty much go from a Sunday to a Sunday. And all times posted are central time zones. So if you do move to different time zones, you do happen to go ahead and have assignments that are due, it's your responsibility again to realize that these assignments are due in the central time zone. Okay? If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can message me through Canvas, or if you'd like to, you can send me an email at rsmith@mchenry.edu. If you want to call my office, you can go ahead and do that. My phone number is right here posted for you. I'm really not a big person that interacts too much with the phone. I do happen to be much more effective with interacting through email. It's just a lot more efficient, a lot faster than trying to get a hold of me through a phone and things of that nature. My office location is in E211. I'm over in the Health Sciences building, and you can see my office hours are posted here. Now, the most important thing is that even though I do have office hours, I'm always available to you through Zoom. So this right here happens to be where I'm, again, go ahead and probably give you the chance to interact with me the most is if you're having an issue in the class and I can't send you an easy email to kind of get you guys through it, don't hesitate to ask for a Zoom interview or schedule a meeting with me because I can always sit down and talk to you. And that's one of the big things here about technology is that ability to kind of interact through Zoom, put up a whiteboard, I can draw things. I apologize because I'm not the greatest person at drawing, but, kind of get you guys through some of the things. So just as an FYI there, okay? Textbook, there does happen to be a book. It does happen to have a link on the home page. I'll show you that a little bit later on, okay? Looking at this class and everything, the objectives, the course outline, things of that nature. This is going to, again, be a non-lab course that covers science content related specifically to cells, chemistry, and then the other part, of course, happens to be genetics. And then we'll also, in the, if you will, the later half of the course, talk about ethics. So that's kind of the breakdown here of the class. And you kind of see these areas here that this class is built upon. So you can look at the objectives, the course outline, and things of that nature that we'll be covering here. Okay. Big thing people ask me the question about is, grades and things of that nature. So in this class, just to let you know, we run a standard 90, 80, 70, 60, and 60 below happens to be an F type of grading scale. And so with that, you can see kind of my point distribution. In this class, we have a total of 300 points. So that is the point breakdown. I'm not really big on giving a whole lot of points. It doesn't matter if I give you a lot or I give you a little. Because at the end of the day, if I give you a 1-point test question or a 2-point test question, points are points. So I kind of used a lower number here. Big thing to understand though with this class is that you're going to be getting, of this total of 300 points here, 150 are going to come from 3 exams that are going to be given throughout the semester here. And with those 3 exams, you're going to need to use the Respondus browser. The other thing too with the exams is that you get the opportunity to retake them up to twice. So you do get an opportunity to take the exam twice. And with, again, Canvas, I will allow you to go ahead and keep the highest of the 2 scores. So that's what I end up doing with those exams right there. The other thing that you also happen to have in this class also happens to then be 150 points of assignments, discussions, quizzes, homeworks, and things of that nature. So you get about roughly 50% of your grade in this class from going ahead and doing the exams, and then the other 50% come from quizzes and things of that nature, assignments, and everything else that happens to be here within this semester. So that is going to be your point breakdown here for the class. And so I just add up these points and everything. If you're ever wondering where your grade is at, there's a little area over here where you can click on grades and it will show your grades and everything populating right there, so you can go ahead and take a look at those as the semester happens to be going along and everything. Okay? So course policy and things of that nature, the big thing right here happen to be the exams. I talked about that. Discussion posts and things of that nature. We do have a few discussion boards. I'm not a person that's really big on having a weekly discussion board. This week for your introduction, we do happen to have one. And again, that is limited to just kind of introducing ourselves. So with, again, the discussion boards, the big thing I can recommend to you guys happens to be to make sure you get your original post up as soon as possible and then try to respond to your peer within a timely manner. Normally with, again, talking about discussion posts and things of that nature, I have a deadline for the first post, so that way everyone gets it up, as opposed to everybody waiting till Sunday and then there's no way that you can respond because there's not enough time to respond on a Sunday. So a lot of times with these discussion boards, I happen to have a due date inside of the discussion post. Please make sure you post by that due date. So please also read the directions there as we go through here and talk about the discussion boards and everything. Okay? Now, with, again, these discussion posts and everything, when you're following up and everything, try to incorporate something that's new, novel, and original to your thought process. And, the other thing too here, try not to be degrading, try not to go ahead and take shots at people. It's okay to say that you agree or disagree, but also be able to substantiate why you agree or disagree with certain comment. Too often we just say, I don't like that, or we just kind of take pop shots at people, and really, again, we're not here for that. We're here for a dialect. We're here for a dialogue and discussion and things of that nature. Okay? So that's there for you guys. And again, that's a big part right there of the class. Not a lot of discussion boards, but a few of them. Okay? There does happen to be some academic honesty, and I hope that I don't see any more of my assignments being posted. I have seen some assignments being posted, and I'm in the process of taking some of those down, and some of those that are really poor, I actually left up. So I have seen some of my work up on the internet, and so with that, I'm a little frustrated with that. And if I do see any sort of shenanigans going on, just to let you know here, depending upon the extent of them, how big they happen to be, there's a chance I can do a full letter grade penalty in the course, automatic failure in the course, or just flat out withdraw you from the course. So those are some of the things that have come up, and I have taken action there previously with students. I'm pretty open with things, and I'm, again, one of those people that, I understand that some things happen in the online format, in the online environment, and that there's always a way to work around a way and everything. So I just ask that, again, you be truthful and honest with me, and it's no different than my two sons that are upstairs right now working on their homework. I just ask, again, that you're always truthful, that you're always honest, no different than I expect from anyone in any of my other classes, okay? So, taking a look here at some late work policy, I do allow late work to be made up about 2 days after the due date. So, make sure again that you reach out to me if something comes up. We'll kind of work with it. And typically I give you a very small extension to go ahead and get that work done in. And obviously, if something major happens, I'm willing to work with you. Okay? As far as the class and everything, going ahead and looking at the schedule here over the 16 weeks, basically we have 4 big content areas. Content area number 1 is kind of an introduction, like the study of biology, the scientific method, the chemistry, and then we'll have an exam after that. Content area number 2 is your cellular area as well as human reproduction, and then after that we'll have an exam. Area number 3 is your genetics, and so we'll talk about structure of DNA, talk about Mendelian genetics and some biotechnology, and then we'll have an exam after that. And then section number 4, if you will, is the ethics side. So we're going to kind of look at some ethical issues and things of that nature, and then you'll see that there is no exam there after area number 4. So area number 4, we do a lot of discussion boards and things of that nature to kind of look at things again from an ethical standpoint, if you will. So that's what we have there. Okay, so that's the syllabi, and this syllabi is always available right here where it happens to say MCC syllabus. So it is specific to the course, and any class that you see here at MCC, that is where the syllabi is located at. Okay, now the big thing as we take a look here, like if you notice right here, we're going to be doing like the study of biology, and then next week we're going to go to the scientific method, and then in week number 3, we're going to be going into chemistry. So you can see those 3 areas. And you're like, well, where do I get to the information at? Well, that's going to be found here on the home page. So this right here is the home page, and like I said, I have it designed to function just like a web page. So obviously you can see right here where it says start here, click on this video. You're now watching that video right here. Just to kind of go through this, right over here is where I happen to have the link to the textbook, so you can download the textbook. So you can click right here. And then once you click right here, you'll end up seeing this little area in the modules tab that opens up. And right there's the textbook, and you can go ahead and download that. So that book is available right there for you. The other thing is if you run into issues in this class, there does happen to be free tutoring available to you. So you can click right here where it says click on this link, and you'll see right here where it says Biology Tutoring Spring 2022. So when you go ahead and click on this section right here, what you're going to be getting is the tutoring schedule. So this right here happens to be when the tutors are available to go through all of our classes here. So like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, as well as Saturday, you can see that you can get a face-to-face tutor free of charge, and this is going to be located down in room F106. So that's where your tutoring is going to be located at. If you wish to go ahead and do some online tutoring through Zoom, you can see some time specific here where you can do, again, some face-to-face tutoring with, again, one of the individuals from MCC. So you can see right there, again, Bio 138, and then you can see the Zoom tutoring as well. If you look over here where it says Cadaver Lab and Microbiology, obviously those don't apply to this class. So that's where those things happen to be at. And if you ever have any questions about tutoring, you can go right here and you can contact Amanda Bodwin, and her number happens to be right there, or you can go ahead and send her a email, and it looks like you also have to include the letter A. There's no link right there, but A. Bodwin happens to be her link at mchenry.edu, and she'll be more than willing to go ahead there and set up and answer your questions for you guys. The other part too is if you wish to go into Zoom, there does happen to be a Canvas page where you can enroll into to set that up and to get yourself going through a Zoom tutoring. Okay, and again, I am always here to help you guys as well, so don't hesitate to go ahead and reach out to me. Okay, Now, going back to our home page, okay? So I'm going to click back here. Like I said, my page kind of functions like a web browser. You're going to see where I have part number 1. It says Introduction, Session number 1, Study of Biology, and it's highlighted. And then you'll see Scientific Method of Thinking. It's not active. And then Chemistry is not active, and your exam is not active. I am going to update these links each week, okay? So with that, every week these links will become active, and typically it'll be like on a Sunday into that Monday that they do become active for you to start looking ahead, okay? So for this week, what we happen to have is the study of biology, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this area where it says the study of biology. And then with, again, the study of biology, if you notice right up here at the top, it says the learning objectives. These learning objectives are absolutely critical. And the reason why these learning objectives happen to be absolutely critical is because this is where I write your tests from, okay? And it's also what I base your videos off from. And it's what your assignments are based off from. So if you take a look, it's always good to go through these objectives and read through them to know what you're expected to know before you watch the video. So if you notice, it says be able to list and explain the significance of the characteristics of life, and then it says lecture. That means the only place you can get that information is in the video, okay? And then it says understand how the characteristics of life contribute to the 4 principles of biology, and then it's got a page. Wherever you see page at, if you're having an issue with my video and it doesn't make sense, you can then look at it in that book that I happen to have. So you can go back to the home page where it said again, download the textbook at. You can take a look on pages 13 through 15 of that book, and you can see that content, you can see that information right there, okay? And then over here it says understand why a virus is not considered alive. So that's again back into the lecture. And then over here you can see the Linnaean taxonomic system is back to lecture, as well as talk about the kingdoms and how they're each unique. That is back to lecture, okay? So when you're looking here at this class and everything, this is what I'm going to test you upon, and I'm going to deliver the content material all here in these lecture videos. So if you notice right here, this says Bio 138, Lecture Number 1, Introduction, and then it says click right here if you would like the PowerPoint slides. So here's what I recommend that you guys end up doing. You come over here where it says click on the link, right there's the PowerPoint slides. You can download the actual PowerPoint that I use to go ahead and to make that YouTube video with. So you can take this, you can print it out, you can write notes on it. The big benefit about using those notes is that you can use them on the quiz, you can also use them on the exam. So I'm going to be open to say that your quizzes and exams all happen to be open note and open book. The thing is though, they're timed. And with them being timed, you can't just go ahead and again at 11:29 log in and be like, I'm going to get everything done this week and just, go ahead here and take this 30-minute exam and just get it all done because it's all open note. You're not going to have the time to look at everything if that's the way you're going to be. You got to look at things ahead of time. You got to interact with the class. You got to be that early bird. You got to go grab that worm, okay? So that right there again happens to be where you will see that lecture PowerPoint slide at. Now, like I said, what I've done here is I've gone ahead and I've made some YouTube videos. So you'll click right here and you'll go to YouTube, and when you go into YouTube, you'll be going specifically to my closed YouTube page, and when that happens, great thing is you'll see that there happens to be a little bit right here of advertisement, and you can just click on that to have that go away and everything. And then you'll see my video start up here, and then with that video and everything, I actually go through this video and I'll write on the slide and everything else, and you'll have a pointer that you can follow along with, and I'll put down important pieces of information here during the lecture that's being done here online, okay? And like I said, the way that I go ahead here and write all of these videos and everything is I've got these objectives, and that's what you're going to be tested on. If you look at the video right now that's up, you'll see right here all these objectives, and this again is going to be what's going to be on the first exam, if you will. And again, I'll take you guys through this, so I'm just kind of advancing this little PowerPoint here that I happen to have. And I talk about, characteristic of life, that life is cellular and things of that nature, okay? So that's how I have these lecture videos set up. And as I mentioned to you, like when I talked about the characteristics of life, that life is cellular, right here again, it talks about understand how the characteristics of life contribute to these principles of biology. So that's, again, what I'm taking a look at. What are they? What's their significance? Explain them. And that's what my videos end up doing here for you, okay? So I have this set up so every time there's a learning objective, here are the videos. Sometimes you'll have maybe 2 videos to look at. Maybe you'll even have 3 because I'm trying to, take a longer video and maybe break them down a little bit. But normally I have about 1 to 2 videos, and they're normally an hour to 2 hours per video. I shouldn't say 2 hours. Normally I try to keep it at an hour, okay? And the other nice thing too about, YouTube is you can always make me go at a quarter or 1.25, or you can always repeat things, or you can make them go backwards and stuff, so you can always interact with them. Obviously, please don't go ahead and have the YouTube video up while you're driving. Number one, my voice will probably put you to sleep, the science will put you to sleep, and again, you don't want to be a distracted driver, okay? So try not to go ahead and have those videos playing when you're driving, okay? Then down below here, you'll see the assignment. So like for this week, we have an assignment, and it's a discussion board. So you can see it's a discussion board. It's due on the 23rd. And then the other thing I'd like you guys to do is to install the Respondus Lockdown browser, okay? So with that, what you're going to be doing here is that you're going to need that for an upcoming quiz. So next week, you're going to have a quiz about the syllabi, and then you're going to have a separate quiz dealing with the chemistry objectives. And so that stuff will be coming up here in the future, all right? Now, here's a big hint for you. I'm going to be attempting to get concert tickets here to Casey Musgraves, who happens to be kind of a pop country singer who's going to be singing at the United Center. And so I'm going to have a question in your quiz dealing with the syllabi. So again, you're going to have a quiz dealing with the syllabi. And it's going to ask you what is the word for that week. And the word is going to be Casey, spelt with a K. So it's going to be K-A-C-E-Y. And with that, that's going to be a word within the video that I'll ask you to type in during the quiz to get the points. So please right now write down this keyword. The keyword is Casey, K-A-C-E-Y, for the points with next week's syllabi quiz. Next week's syllabi quiz is exactly what it happens to be. It's a quiz to cover the syllabi, but more importantly, that quiz is going to need to use this Respondus Lockdown browser. And so I'd like you to go ahead here and to find the requirements right here where it says Lockdown browser. And there's some information here about how you install it, where you get it from, and everything else. And again, some of the information with it. So there's a 2-part guide here you guys can take a look at. And again, have that browser installed. And then we're going to go with a syllabi quiz. So please take a look at the syllabi and go through that syllabi. And again, maybe take a few notes right there, but it's just a basic quiz to get you to use the Respondus Lockdown browser. And again, just kind of know what you're getting into here with the course and everything. Okay, it's not going to be a hard quiz, but like I said, the key word is Casey, K-A-C-E-Y. And feel free to hop onto YouTube and you can type in some of the you can type in her name, and she's got a lot of different songs out there. Like I said, she's kind of a pop country type of singer, so maybe I'll get tickets cheap and maybe I won't, kind of like that. So I'm kind of trying to see if there's any cheap tickets out there. And if you know anything about concerts during COVID, there's been about 20% of people not showing up, which means there's unused tickets. So I'm hoping maybe the price will go down. So we'll see about that. All right. Anyways, so as I was saying right here, looking at, again, the way the course is set up, you've got this learning objectives, you've got the video, and you've got the assignments. And so that's what we're going to be doing here in session number 1, okay? And as soon as we're done with session number 1 next week, again, probably on Sunday, going into that Monday, you'll see right here the scientific method of thinking, and then this link will become active, and then when you click on this link right here, it'll be set up the same way. Like, here are the objectives, here's the video, and then here's the assignment for the week. And you're going to have any time between, again, the start all the way until that Sunday at 11:59 to get those things done. We'll eventually go into some chemistry here, and then after the chemistry we'll have exam number 1, which is going to open up on February 7th and it'll close on the 13th. And then with that, that's the only thing that we have to do that week. And then once we get closer to that week, right here will be that exam, and it will open up. And like I said, you can take that exam 2 times and we'll keep the highest of the 2 scores. Okay. So those things are here. There also, again, happens to be some reminders up over here on the right-hand side that'll pop up for you guys. So again, I do try to keep this page updated, and like I said, it functions to me like an internet page. So if you ever need content, this is where you go. And if you ever need to look at the course and wondering where the points are at, that's on the side over there, where again, you've got this information for quizzes, your grades, your discussion, and everything else at. Okay. So this is how the class is set up. Feel free to go ahead here and email me. Feel free to send me a message on Canvas. I'm always available to you guys, and I'm always here for you. Even though this does happen to be an online class, I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm always here for you. Kind of like the Wizard of Oz, I kind of feel like the person behind the curtain sometimes, and you know, it's kind of weird being behind the curtain. So I'm an interactive person. If you ever have me for class, I'm very talkative. I BS all the time. I try to have some humor, and humor is hard to have in online classes because you never know how people are going to take humor if they've never seen your mannerisms. So with that, I'm here for you. Reach out to me if you need me, okay? Otherwise, feel free to get started this week. Feel free to move forward. Real basic, again, 1-hour video to take a look at. And then with that, to go ahead and do some discussion boards. Please get your original post done by, I believe, by Friday is what I put into the post. And then follow up with 2 peers by Sunday at 11:59. Okay? You guys have a great semester, and stay safe, and get outside. Even though it's cold out there, just interact with the outside world. Okay? If you need anything, I'm here for you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.